What's up, everybody? It's David. It's 9/11. Man, I'll never forget this day. I was in high school, freshman year, and I was in class, in sociology class. And it's crazy because I didn't think about it. I was like, oh, so they're already teaching socialism in high school. I really had no clue what I was voluntarily going to class for. But anywho, I just remembered that they were saying that, you know, this happened in New York, and I had family in New York, and so I remember I went up to the office, say, hey, well, I have family members, and I was just trying to find an excuse to get out of class. but but at the same time, again, as a teenager, I didn't understand how serious this is. Now I'm 35, so I'm still alive, and it's a blessing. And so I've seen a lot of things in my life. I do love history, and today I definitely want to, take time out of my day, because we all have 24 hours in a day. We all can give something back. And because of this new generation of artificial intelligence, because again, I was in that era where I was riding bicycles, going outside, hanging out with neighbors, going to parks, playing sports, and normal things. I mean, I've never experienced what I've experienced this year. Again, a little background. You see my tattoos. I have been in prison. I spent 3 years and 2 months. My situation was I was 17 and she turned out being younger than me. I believe she was around 14. And again, I was a 17-year-old kid. I really, I was so ignorant to the law. I had no clue, to even, hey, let me see your ID. I know in my heart I will never touch or abuse a child. It's just not in my nature. Now, there are other people that are naughty by nature, and like perfect example, the Epstein. And the Epstein has been the famous pretty much crack out, and all the celebrities and all of them have been exposed to a degree. And again, I grew up not knowing how serious this day was. I do remember when I was in middle school, though, I used to always watch the time, and it used to just be 9/11, 9/11. And, in the morning or in the evening, and I always felt like, man, something bad's going to happen this day. And I remember saying that, like, back in 98. And lo and behold, look what happened on 9/11. So I've always been a person that, I look for signs. It's kind of like God showing me. And the God that I'm talking about is the God of the Bible, the Holy Bible, the God who has a son named Jesus Christ, who came, died, rose again. Where in the Old Testament it was prophesied that there will be, an atonement, the Lamb, and a Messiah coming. And so when he came, of course, in the Old Testament, they even said he'll be rejected by his own people. But, it's not only for Jews, it's for Gentiles. What's Gentile? Hi, I'm one. And so I see that, you know, my mistakes in my life, because again, in prison, I had 3 years and 2 months. So I had plenty of time to pick up the Bible, and it was the first book that I picked up, and it started talking to me back, and questions that I had in my heart, not in my mind, because I realized the Bible is not meant for your mind, it's meant for your heart. And so I realized that, we all have questions in life of why things happen, or, how I could have avoided this. And so I will say I definitely had faith. Romans chapter 4. That's why I got a tattoo with the Roman 4. Also, I was sentenced to 4 years in prison. So, again, I went to a place where they separate a boy becoming a man. And again, that's where the first time when I was just reading the Bible in solitary confinement, I had a question in my heart about a parable, and the answer just came like that. Not everyone's going to get to go to heaven. So I realized that, as I grew older, that there are people out here around my age that haven't experienced what I've experienced, actually has had it pretty good. I realized, being a Hispanic, I didn't even, know that, growing up in the system, I was already considered a minority. I'm like, my gosh. And, just to give you a little background, I'm half Puerto Rican, half Ecuadorian. And so I feel like I have a good spicy flavors. And some wonderful culture, because Puerto Ricans, you gotta love the salsa. You gotta, and I ain't talking about the hot sauce. I'm talking about salsa. The dancing, and it's just beautiful how they talk. And likewise with the Ecuadorians, if you want to go back a little bit, they talk about the Incas, Indians. That's why also I have much respect for the Aztec. The Aztecs, they were, geniuses of their time. And but again, just like the greatest, I mean, eventually they everything changes. And so here we are in America, and things are changing. And I just got to put on the record that, again, I went in, prison 2004, got out 2007. And right when Mr. Big Smile Obama, when he came out, I said, look at this guy. And so, since I read the Bible in the book of Revelation, it talks about the Antichrist, how the Antichrist is going to come, and how he's going to, be this charismatic person, like the new JFK. And, he's going to come out from the East, and, the whole world is going to embrace this man. And so, like, when he came out, I'm like, who is this guy? And then, of course, there's a lot of he's the Antichrist, this and that, because, again, we had, internet to research these things. So, I researched a lot. And ultimately, what I can say is Antichrist, is a spirit. An Antichrist could take on the form of a man or a woman. Because, again, when God created man, he created man and woman. So it's equal. There's no, I'm high, lower, or anything. It's equality. And so, again, we don't learn this, growing up. Some people do, some people don't. I didn't. So all I can do is speak for myself. And that's all you can do is speak for yourself. And you're supposed to, really educate yourself each and every day, and spending time with God, because ultimately God is the one who created you. So he will know what to do, what to say, and how to handle things for you when you go to him with an open heart, broken heart, however you want, however you come. I've learned in my life that because of my brokenness, still his word has never changed. And so, again, 9/11 has always been, from that point, has always been a mark for me, because, then they sent war to Iraq and Iran, and I even had friends that I grew up since elementary school, fought in that war and died in that war. And then when I heard about the corruption, then when I found out Osama bin Laden was tied up with Bush, and I'm all like, well, wait a minute. And so I'm seeing all this corruption, and because, It's just common sense. And so, unfortunately, a lot of people really don't pay attention, but there are those that do. So that's why I'm like, okay, I know I'm not the only one out there. And this year alone, so many things have gone, out on the open, that at this point, hey man, you know what? Let's just go ahead and let's just give it all we got, because we live by faith and not by sight. And what we see in America right now, what I see personally from Texas, I see Washington, I see California, I see New York, and I just see it all kind of crumbling a little bit. And we're fighting, and I'm a chess player. I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I study the pieces, I see how they move. And when you're a chess player and you are outside watching the players, whether they're red or blue, you can see what moves they're going to make next. And so I see one side that they've been doing very positive, good, uplifting, encouraging. And then I see one side that's like, no, 6 feet away, mask up, oh, this virus and this and that, and again, yeah, when, we hear these videos, no one didn't know. Even the president himself didn't know at the time. I mean, this was a surprise. A virus, you have no clue. I mean, it's like when you have sex unprotected, when you catch an STD virus, and then even when you try to wear a condom, let's just say it breaks and then that person has HIV, you don't see it, but now you just risked your health. And that's the thing. You got to be happy, healthy, show people, hey, even Jesus said, you are the light of the world, so shine. So this month is going to be a month for me that I have to be more open with my faith. And that's what I'm going to do. And I hope I encourage some of you to, give God a chance. Give Jesus Christ a chance. And believe me, it's till you die. It's a relationship. I mean, I can't believe I'm still alive. And, even in my 20s and it was just, I was a rebellion. I mean, you name it. I was horrible. People know me. That's why if they see me now, they're like, yeah, this person is not the same person. Literally, God is changing me. And I'm so thankful for that. So I just, again, want to, share my heart, share a couple of words. I know there's people out there that, really don't know much about the history. And I'm just encouraging you to really, like question it. I mean, like, don't just believe everything you hear. Question it. Question it to a degree. I mean, that's why I love Trey Gowdy, man. That guy, I love how he was Obama's worst nightmare. So that just like, oh, well, let me see. And so I just been putting everything together. And so that's why, like, just to see what's going to happen in the future, because I'm an American citizen. I believe in the Constitution. I believe, the Bill of Rights. I mean, my grandpa built a church in Ecuador and named it the Sons of Liberty. And that's why I went ahead and I named this channel the Sons of Liberty, to, carry on that vision that my grandpa had. And again, I'm not in no teleprompter or anything. See, I mean, like, even the way how I talk, I'm really, I still have a hard time expressing myself. But, again, I'm just doing this so I can, again, share my faith with somebody that's never heard me before. To, again, be encouraged to know that even though if you were a convicted felon, even if you were a sex offender, okay, again, at the end of the day, that is not who you are. When you come to Christ, you are a new creation, because, again, you see your sin for what it was. You really see things for what they are. And so, again, God changes your heart. You know, there's something called forgiveness, and when you forgive, it lets go. Whether you're right or wrong, you have no right to hold an offense in your heart. You know, as a believer, as a Christian, as a noble human being, don't hold it. You know even better when you've reconciled with people that you truly loved, or something went happen, something went wrong. Then again, it's beautiful when y'all come together. So, today I want to just give honor and give my time, for these men that died, giving their lives when this whole catastrophe came about. Even the people that were on the plane, they were just coming home having no clue what was going to happen. That could be us. And then what happened when a tragedy got, well, they all went to church. Everyone got filled up again. And why is that? It's because, again, this nation, if you look at that dollar bill, it says, "In God we trust." Even that dollar bill in the strip club, guess what it says? "In God we trust." With God, God has no limits. God is love. So his love is unconditional. It's agape. And so again, you have to be baptized in the Holy Spirit, because that he is the great counselor. He is your helper. He is your best friend. He is the Lord's Spirit. And so I'm learning, because he's a gentleman. I have to get to know him. He's a Holy Spirit. I can't be an unholy being. So how he says, "Be ye holy, for I am holy." And so I just want to say thank you also to the President of the United States. Because again, as a minority that, grew up, and I've seen corruption in my own life, and how, the system has, used their advantage, and how they lied, and and by me telling the truth, so that's why I don't judge people, because every story is different. You can't just jump on somebody. You got to give them the time and day. You got to listen to them. Take some time. People are valuable. Without people, your business would be nothing. That's why whoever these people are, I hope we Americans, whoever we are, what color we are, whatever color we are, because all we are dirt. That's it. That's why you see different shades of trees. You see different shades of dirt. That's all we are. But we got two eyes. We got one mouth. We got a voice. We got two ears. We can listen. I'm not going to be ignorant, my friend. I was very ignorant, very deceived. And Christ says, "Let no man deceive you." He says, "Deny yourself, pick up your cross, and follow me." So that's what I'm going to continue to do to the day I see him again, or to the day he's coming back. And everyone's saying he's coming back soon. And thank you, Jesus. And it's going to be tough. Yeah, even it's going to cost your life. I mean, it's even hard for me to know that. But you know what? Just like a soldier, and just like people gave their lives, today for their country, for their kingdom, for what they believe in, the people. That is the greatest honor. When you die for Christ, or when you die for what you believe in, and ultimately you serve your Creator, because he is the giver of life. So I just say, take this time today to acknowledge your your relationship with God. I would say rekindle that Bible, because again, when it's too late, it's too late, and that's it. And I'm learning that with myself. So I got to hold myself accountable. I've learned in my life, people can talk, let them talk, that's fine. You know what? But there are those that do listen and do appreciate. And man, it is so wonderful, because when you see that love, it is so contagious. It just spreads. And it heals. It doesn't infect you. It heals you. Oh, it's wonderful. So God bless America. God bless everyone who continues to pay their taxes, to do right, even if they've committed crimes, Again, people can change. If you were once a liar, now you're an honest person. Congratulations. I commend you and honor you. God sees the little things. God sees everything. So don't ever, ever feel like you're not appreciated or you're just, you're nobody. No, because you are somebody. So God bless everybody.